All right, and for the second half of this video, we will compare the two philosophies, the one that was published in 1937 by Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich, the chapter on the transmutation of sexual energy, and this movement called NoFap movement. I laugh when I say that. I hope you guys have been enjoying me saying it with a serious face. In 2010, I believe, there was a movement for men in general, young men particularly, who were addicted to pornography and masturbation. And what the key differences are between this movement, the NoFap movement, and the transmutation of sexual energy. These two philosophies, let's look at the differences. All right, the first difference, the primary focus. Napoleon Hill's focus was transmuting energy into success and purpose. The NoFap movement was abstaining to recover from addiction and habit. Next is the stance on sex. Napoleon Hill's philosophy sees sex as sacred energy to redirect. And the NoFap movement's philosophy often avoids sex altogether, especially solo sex or masturbation. We have their main philosophy. Napoleon Hill's was more spiritual, metaphysical, and energetic, and the NoFap movement was psychological, behavioral, and more about the dopamine detox. When we look at both ideas and their emphasis, Napoleon Hill's was to use energy to create and produce, and the NoFap movement was to stop draining energy to regain control. Napoleon Hill's goal when it comes to transmuting sexual energy was to harness the intensity of sexual desire, not to repress or deny it, but to channel it into creativity, ambition, magnetism, and purpose. The goal of the NoFap movement was to reduce addiction to porn, improve mental clarity, restore energy levels, and develop willpower and confidence, especially for young men who feel depleted or compulsively attached to porn. Just as a side note, I think it's interesting, especially in my studies of psychology and working in the mental health care profession, having clients who do deal with addictions. I myself dealt with addiction to alcohol, but it's all the same. The roots are always the same, that we are missing. There's something missing. We're trying to fill this God-sized hole, as we call it, or just, a feeling of being restless, irritable, and discontent. We have all of this pent-up energy and we don't know where to express it. So you want to feel the high of the alcohol, of the drugs, of the sex, of the food, of the sugar, whatever it is. So it doesn't have to do with the pornography in general, but I think that can be an issue, especially in this NoFap movement. They're making it about the sex. The sex is not the problem. The masturbation is not the problem. It's the driving force behind it. And I think in Napoleon Hill's philosophy, he gets to that because we all want to grow. We all want to be our best expressed selves. But if we allow, and he was talking to men particularly back then, but women deal with it too. We want to feel something. And if we are not feeling something in our life and our purpose, we're going to make it happen with our physical body. Again, whether it be through sex, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, food. It's about dopamine. And I think that NoFap movement is good in helping young people detox from that sort of thing. And it's different because think about the difference between 1920s, 1930s. There was no internet. There was no pornography on demand. That was a topic too. And just being a woman also making this video, I think is interesting. We know that that's a problem for some men, not all men, but especially in relationships, when you experience certain types of behavior or certain language that men can use. And I've talked to a lot of women about this, and we did studies and open forums when I was in my graduate program. Pornography is a big problem, and it goes beyond, reaching your goals. So really, I think these are two separate things. Like what Napoleon Hill's talking about in the transmutation of sexual energy has nothing to do with addiction. It has nothing to do with addiction, but I hope this video is making it more clear. All right, key ideas. Napoleon Hill's key idea behind this was sexual energy is one of the most powerful human drives. Hill discovered that the most successful people learn to use that energy consciously to fuel their dreams, not just to satisfy physical urges. A key idea in the NoFap movement was that frequent ejaculation, especially tied to porn use, can numb the brain's reward system, drain motivation, and create dependency. NoFap promotes abstaining to heal and regain control. Just like any other addiction. It's like the AA for Alcoholics Anonymous, or, NA for Narcotics Anonymous, or Food Overeaters Anonymous. It just sounds like this NoFap was for people who are addicted to pornography, to be honest. And yeah, you got to reset, because think about, that's how drug addicts overdose. They get numb to the high, so they have to have more pills, more substance to feel the same high. But the same thing is with people who are addicted to pornography or to masturbation. It's like they can't enjoy just pleasures with their loved ones and that's also why there's a lot of perverse topics in pornography. That was something else that we studied. It's like, I won't go into it. I'm sure you know what I mean, but it has to shock your brain. There has to be shock value that's added into the rush of that sexual energy, if you know what I mean. So there's a lot of people can say that they are fetishes, but I would really challenge people. It's just a way to shock the system because you're immune to it at this point. You need something taboo. You need something a little disturbing mixed with that sexual expression. That's a whole nother video. So let's look at a couple examples. In the Napoleon Hill philosophy, for example, a man may feel the urge to have sex, but instead of acting on it right away, he pours that energy into finishing his business plan. Looking at the NoFap movement, an example could be a man stops watching porn and masturbating because he wants to break a cycle of addiction and reclaim discipline, confidence, and vitality. So, I mean, both are great. Both are great. It just depends on what you're dealing with. Because some people are truly addicted. They have an addiction and they need support. And that's great. This movement might work for them. But when it comes to the philosophy of Napoleon Hill, it's not addressing addiction. It's just our everyday urge. It's just like eating. Like, you know, when you're bored or you're frustrated, or like even me today doing my work, I'm like, I want to go have some like chips and salsa. Am I really hungry? No, but I just kind of want to like comfort eat and like get my mind off of it. It's kind of the same thing. What's the driving force behind it? Am I just bored? Am I anxious? Am I trying to distract or numb? Same thing. Food, sex, it doesn't matter. And finally, when it comes to Napoleon Hill's philosophy, it's not about abstinence alone. It's about learning to transmute or transform that energy into inspiring action, art, leadership, or success. And the NoFap movement philosophy is primarily reactionary. It responds to the epidemic of porn addiction, not necessarily about higher purpose or transmutation. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a better understanding of Napoleon Hill's chapter, The Transmutation of Sexual Energy, and the differences between this movement of total abstinence for more of a psychological dopamine reset and this other more metaphysical, spiritual channeling of the energy that Napoleon Hill talks about. Thank you for your questions, for your comments on that original video, and thank you, Andrew, for inspiring this one. If you guys like Napoleon Hill, I created a brand new channel. All the links will be below. All things Napoleon Hill. I'm going to go deep into the Think and Grow Rich book, as well as Outwitting the Devil, all of his other success principles and philosophies. I am a principal teacher and a certified global coach at the Napoleon Hill Institute, and we have an amazing mentorship program. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one or in any other capacity, all of the information is below, including the link to that new YouTube channel. I hope to see you over there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.